Hello folks, welcome to our session tonight where the Loudwater campaign continues. Alright, so you veterans, Anhelm, Cade, and Ghost, find yourselves once again back in the comforts of the Burnside Inn. This is an inn that is pretty much out in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of old ruins scattered about the area and a heavily traveled road that travels through this area. The nearest big town in the area is called Loudwater, which is about 2 days to the west. Recently this inn has been acquired, probably within the last 6 months, by the adventurer Cade. After the group went down into its depths, there's a dungeon underneath there, and cleared it out. The owners were killed during a monster attack, and Cade decided to pick it up for cheap and start rebuilding. You will notice that there is some recent building just outside of the inn, where Cade is started work on building his stables outside. On the other side of the road from where the inn is, you can see where a huge furrow was dug into the ground from a couple weeks ago. A airship came and docked its anchor, create the burrow into the ground there as it came to a halt. And the party of adventurers found themselves on a journey to the plain of Pandemonium, but they have since returned, thank goodness. So anyhow, we'll go into a bit of some introductions. We'll start with Cade, and then we'll go to Ghost, then Anhelm, and then after that we will slowly bring in Valerie and Pantherin. Alright, go Cade.
Hello, my name is Dennis, and I play Cade Thornleaf, or as sometimes called, Cade the Bloody. He's a halfling monk who has had many adventures, and when presented with the opportunity, as our kind GM mentioned, decided to invest in the inn, fixing it up. His main goal is to make it a place that draws in adventurers, making it useful to them, and also using it as a base of operations for himself and his friends. At one point, with the arrival of the ship, he thought he might lose it as they pointed their cannons at it, but they were able to work that out and have since returned with a fresh load of loot that he has invested in working towards adding security and stables. And since the return, he would be overseeing that and just enjoying his free meals and drinks.
Fair enough. So, Cade, what would you say is your best seller as far as drinks go at the bar?
That would be a tough one. I suppose it would depend on the type of customers that he had. Obviously, he would have to have some dwarven ale, as he has a few dwarven friends. And he would probably work at trying to have more rare offerings to allow people to test new things. And whatever his customers wanted is what he would work for. But he would probably do specials of trying out new things, putting them a little cheaper than the others to see how people like them.
Yeah, very well. Alright, next up we have Ghost.
Alright. Ghost has never been heard to say a word, making most believe that he's mute. He's a little short human, standing about 5 foot 4 inches tall, weighing around 132 pounds. Often wears the hood protruding from his tunic, keeping his face concealed. He has black hair and gray eyes, coming from a life of poverty. The one named Ghost wears the plain brown leather he inherited from his father. His tunic is black and hooded, as I said. His skin is a little pale, given his lifestyle, which seems to favor shadows. Upon his right hip, he carries a rapier. Upon his left, there are 3 daggers, one of exquisite workmanship. At the back of his left hip, he carries a hand crossbow. His chest is decorated with a bandolier holding a large number of darts. And on his back, he has a holstered short bow and a quiver of arrows.
Very well.
That's my book.
So, setting up the inside of the Burnside Inn, there's currently 8 tables here in the entrance. As you walk in, there are 2 booths immediately in front along the left-hand wall. As you walk in, there are another 3 booths in the north wall across from where the entrance is, with some stairs that lead up to the rooms. There's also another 3 booths next to some windows right as you come in the entrance along the right. The bar is towards the right hand side of the bar, with an open doorway going into the kitchen, where you can smell probably, actually looking at the menu, looks like roasted mutton is on the menu for today. So with that in mind, Ghost, what is your favorite seat in the inn?
The one in the most shaded area I could find. Definitely away from any stages where bards may play. Preferably in a part of the room that's least crowded.
So would you say closer to the bar or closer to the stairs going up to the rooms?
I'd say closer to the stairs going up to the rooms. I'd like a good view, the best view possible of the entire the entire area.
Back firmly to a wall.
Yep. Alright, very well. So next up we have Anhelm.
I'm Wayne. I'm playing Anhelm, a human barbarian. He's quite a scruffy-looking gentleman with studded leather armor. He wears a black khopesh on his hip, and now sports a shield with a roving eye in it, which studies the bar from a perch on the edge of his seat.
Very well. And Anhelm, what is your favorite drink at the Burnside Inn here?
That would probably be Thrain's Dribble Drop.
Oh, really? That sounds like an interesting drink. What kind of flavors does it have?
It's a very northern drink. It's made with herbs and grasses that grow on the edge of the tundra, the icy tundras. It's a acquired taste.
Gotcha. Well, the inn today is it's bustling. 6 of the 8 tables are occupied. If you count the one that Ghost is in, that will actually make that 7 out of the 8 tables are occupied. The only one that is empty is the one in the middle of the northern wall, in between Ghost and the table that's occupied over towards the bar. Over next to the windows, as you come in along the right hand side of the bar, those 3 tables are occupied. Looks like a bunch of new adventurers. They've got a lot of dust on their clothes from traveling. There's been a lot of work to be had in the area, since it is a wilderness. Loudwater resides on a border to a bunch of the wildlands, especially towards the north. There's been rumors of a white dragon flying in the area, and some adventurers have actually seen and taken a bite out of it, as well as it's taken a bite out of them. Right as you enter in, the 2 booths straight ahead there are occupied by some local farmers that live in the area. And the booth in the north end next to the bar, you see a group of 4 elves over there drinking some fine wine. Some of the younger adventurers near the windows are smoking some pipes, and there is a pretty thick cloud of smoke lingering in the middle of the room. And as you guys are Ghost and Anhelm probably greeting each other along with Cade. Cade's probably overseeing some of the construction workers that will come in and out of the front door there, asking questions and double checking some measurements for the stables. So there is quite a bit of dust and some mud on the entrance, the floor there near the entrance, with all the workers coming and going. And about this time, a young adventurer, we'll just go into introductions. We will start with Pantherin Warchild. So basically, you've heard the rumors that there is work to be had in the north, up towards Loudwater. And as you've been traveling down the roads, you've talked with some traveling adventurers and merchants, and they all have pointed you to inquire about work at the Burnside Inn. And after many days of travel, you have found yourself standing at the entrance to the Burnside Inn. So go ahead and give yourself an introduction.
Okay, my name is Jim. I walk into the inn, and I am a very large feline type character. I don't have any armor, but I do have 2 throwing axes on my side, 2 crossed swords on my back with a shield that covers the 2 swords, kind of acts like a sheath. I look very uncomfortable. I do not seem like I like people or like to be around people. I'm only here because the Spirit spoke to me and told me that I needed to come in this direction. You see me walk into the door, and you see me take the immediate corner and put my back against the corner in a very shifty and very protective mode, just kind of surveying the room. I survey the room and lock eyes with, who's the barbarian? Anhelm?
That would be Anhelm, yes.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll lock eyes with Anhelm and give him a nod of acknowledgement, acknowledging that he is a fellow barbarian. Maybe not the same clan, but definitely of the same race. And yes, I'm just standing in a corner, kind of crouched, surveying the room like I'm ready for a fight. That's it.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
Oh, I was saying that's it. I'm
Okay.
gonna go from there.
All right. And Jimmy, during your career as a young adventurer, tell us one of the toughest encounters you've come across in your recent past.
Ooh, that's a good one. Well, as I was traveling down the road, I encountered a dragon, and that dragon was just a small dragon, but it was enough to make me take a few steps back, and I immediately shapeshifted into a wormling of the same type to try and negotiate with the dragon so I didn't get eaten and get killed. I barely escaped with my life.
Wow. And what kind of a dragon was it?
I think I can turn into a brass wormling, so I'll just say it's a brass. He wasn't happy that I tried to mimic him.
Gotcha. Excellent. All right. So Anhelm, Ghost, and Cade are actually, let's go to Anhelm here. So this new barbarian that you've never seen before enters into the room there, locks eyes with you. What do you do?
I'll return his nod, his greeting, and head towards a bar and order a jug of my favourite drink.
All right. And with that, we will transition over to Leslie's character introduction. So Leslie, once again, you've been traveling the roads for quite some time. Your faith has been guiding you in the direction of Loudwater. And just a quick question for you. Did you pick Lathander by chance?
Yeah, I've gone for that.
Okay.
Right, so Valerie comes in, probably pushes the door too much and it bangs. She's kind of fairly energetic. Doesn't seem kind of embarrassed that people turn to look. She's striding into the room as if she's got to go somewhere and do something rather than just go to the bar and have a drink. She'll come to the bar and she'll ask, can I have a glass of brandy and tails of dragons? She'll look around expectantly at the room, hoping for somebody to start telling her about this alleged dragon that's been sighted.
Alright, and as you do that, the barkeep, who is a small halfling behind the counter, he pours you a glass of brandy, slides it over to you, and he looks at Anhelm quizzically and says, I believe Anhelm here has a story about a dragon, I think. And actually, now I think about it, I think our boss, Cade, over there, he's run into a dragon, I think, too.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of dragons. They're nothing too
I've heard
special.
tales of a white dragon in these parts.
Yeah, he escaped with his life just. You pay.
So an attempt's already been made to slay him.
He tried to kill us a few months back. But he had a shock and left with his tail flapping between his legs.
So what happened in the fight? How many fought him? Were there many injuries?
Yeah, I took a little nick. Yeah, it hurt for a little bit, but it's nothing special.
Oh, so what exactly was the nature of the wound you received?
Oh, it was a bite. It was a bite.
So how big would you say its teeth are?
Big enough. I'll put a black dragon's tooth on the counter. That was a little bit bigger, but about that sort of size.
I'll examine it and start talking about the kind of wounds that I would expect this to make and get quite technical.
Yeah, you carry on looking at that. I'm going to give this to someone, and I'll take the drink I ordered over to the barbarian that came in.
As you extend the drink to me, I put up my hand and politely refuse and grumble something about poison the body.
Nothing poisonous in there. It's all natural for you. You look like you need to relax a bit. Have a drink.
I'd still politely refuse.
I'll put it on the table next to him. Drink it, don't drink it. I don't care. I'll head back to the to retrieve the dragon stuff.
So, Keith, as I survey the room, do I perceive any threats?
You look about the room, and about the most menacing person that you see that might be a sight for cause of trouble might be the individual that's standing directly across the room from you to the north. He's sitting in a booth next to the stairs going up, wearing some dark clothes. It looks like he's sitting by himself. Looks like a human, wearing some probably, I think, leathers, and he doesn't seem to be talking with anyone.
What do I sense from him?
You get an idea that he's trying to take everyone in and size them all up.
Okay, I will once again attempt to lock eyes with Anhelm and kind of nod over in that direction without being seen.
Alright, so you lock eyes with Anhelm.
I'll look in the direction he is looking.
You look over at the as he's moving his eyes, and he's looking over at Ghost.
I will. I'll look back and I'll shrug.
So I take it he knows him.
You get the idea that he knows of Ghost. You're not certain as to the extent of their relationship.
Okay, I'll relax a little bit more.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, no problem. While this is all going on, what is Cade doing?
Well, as normal, Cade would be kind of moving through the place, going back in the kitchen to the bar, occasionally going to the tables to greet customers, as well as dealing with the workers, that taking the primary amount of his attention. However, even though some time has passed, a little on edge of recent events that occurred at the inn, upon seeing the feline-like creature enter the bar and move over into the corner, seemingly on edge as if waiting for trouble, he kind of looks around, getting the eye of the bouncer that would be in there, so that he is paying attention as Cade will move over to the individual. He'll have he doesn't wear armor. He's currently not armed, or at least appears to be so, and he'll have a small apron on. He doesn't reach 3 feet. He's very small. But anybody trained in any kind of warfare, experienced in adventuring, would see that he moves with a grace of someone that is obviously trained in fighting. He'll wipe his hands on the little apron he has as he goes up to the individual. Can I help you?
I am 6'5", so I will look down, and obviously he's not a threat, and obviously he's trained. I can see that, but I will bow respectfully and just say the spirits spoke to me and led me here. I don't know why.
I see. Well, welcome. Well, while you're waiting for the spirits, or whatever it is they led you here for, would you care for something to eat or drink?
Some venison, but I don't have much money.
I tell you what. The first meal will be on the house, and I expect that you will tell your friends about the place, and if you find yourself out here again, that you visit us. Does that sound fair?
Thank you for your hospitality.
Cade nods as he's looking this creature up and down. Not in any kind of... just in a curious way. As he gives the nod, he goes to the bar and lets the bartender know to check to see if they have any venison, to send a plate over. If not, whatever they do have available.
Alright, the bartender, Henry, he nods and he saw, Cade, we're out of venison. We're cooking up some mutton, though.
I'll have a plate of that mutton.
Oh, okay, very well. And with that, he goes back into the kitchen to let the cooks know to fix up a couple plates of mutton. And Cade was wandering around looking for the bouncer of the place, a pretty big, tall fellow, and he so happens to be actually standing over next to the doorway going into the kitchen next to the bar with a chicken drumstick in his mouth, eating on it. And as Cade looks at him, he says, "Oh, right, boss." And he heads back over towards the entrance into the Burnside Inn.
Cade gives us shakes of his head. Probably not the first time that he's done this.
Yeah. Bruce here, your bouncer, it seems he's always trying to stuff his face every chance he gets. A few moments later, Henry the small halfling, barkeep, comes around from back behind the kitchen with a couple plates of mutton and puts one plate in front of Valerie and heads over to the new barbarian, Pantherin, and says, would you like to sit down? We do have a table over here, as he points over to the booth next to the fellow, the human that's eyeing everybody in the northern section of the room here.
Is that the table kind of in the back in the corner?
It's not in the corner. It's in the set in the north wall, in between the table where Ghost is sitting and the booth where the 4 elves sitting, chatting away, drinking some fine elven wine.
Is there a table that I could put my back to the corner?
Yeah, actually, the back side of the north side wall has a wall, so you could put your back up against it.
Okay. So I will politely bow to the person who's serving me and take the plate and very cautiously walk across the room, making sure that I'm watching everybody's hands. It's very noticeable that I'm very uncomfortable. And go towards the table in the corner and situate the table in such a way that my back is to the corner and that I can survey the room. As I sit down, you see me bow my head and say a slight thanks for the venison that I'm supposed to receive, because I think it's venison. I don't know it's mutton yet, but and basically thank the spirits for this gift.
All right. And as you sit down, the table immediately to the right of where you sat down, where there's 4 elves drinking some fine wine. As you sit down, they kind of wrinkle their nose and give some looks of disgust, but shortly afterwards just try and ignore you.
I acknowledge that they're there, but I ignore them completely.
All right.
I'll attack my meal as if I'm in a hurry.
Oh, what's that, Valerie?
And I sit over and tuck into my meal, kind of as if, you know, I'm in a hurry to eat and be doing things.
I can't hear her.
Sorry, is that any better?
Yeah, that's better for me. How about you, Jimmy?
I could hear about
Slightly.
that.
All right.
I think you can also right-click on the name of your heart and select change volume and raise it for individuals, or lower it if someone's too low or too high for you.
Oh, okay. Let me try that in.
Yeah, inside TeamSpeak. Yep.
Because I had to turn her up myself.
Is she
But
out
I've got it
now?
here, so.
Yeah, that's Alval.
Is that any better?
Yes.
All right.
Excellent.
Sorry about that. So, can everyone hear each other okay now?
I can hear everyone fine.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
I think we're good.
Okay. Valerie, is you're sitting there wolfing down some food. There is a young group of adventurers. Look like they're humans, probably not much more than 16, 17 years old. One of them stands up and comes over to you and is all, excuse me, we're new to adventuring, and we couldn't help but to see your the signs of Lathander. Are you a priest of Lathander by chance?
Yes, I'm a cleric.
Oh, thank you, Lathander. Well, I don't mean to be much of a trouble, but whenever you're done eating, could you come over and look at my friend's hand? We were attacked by some wolves a couple nights back, and his bite wound is looking pretty gruesome. I was wondering if you could do something for him.
Absolutely, yes. I'll take my food and I'll go over to the table and start looking at his hand.
Did I hear that as well?
Yeah. That you did.
Would Cade have heard anything about a wolf attack in the area?
You haven't heard of any wolf attacks in the area. This is the first you've heard of it. Anyhow.
Okay, I won't exactly follow her over, but I'll try to position myself that I can hear and listen in on the conversation as I scan the establishment.
Okay.
I was going to do the same thing, just kind of listen and see if I can offer assistance, but I'm not going to step on her toes.
Okay. Anyhow, he takes you back over to their table, which looks out the window. And the individual with the bite wound, he's a pretty big, burly human. He's well over 6 feet tall. Probably weighs about 250 pounds or so, full of muscle. And right in his forearm, on his left hand or arm, there is a nasty wound there of definitely some type of a wolf, and it's pussing up and it's looking really red and it looks pretty bad.
So I'll be eating and kind of like poking at the wound and, draining pustules all at the same time, kind of not bothered.
Alright. And as you do that, he's kind of winces from it. He says it burns too.
And can I do a heal skill check?
Yes, you may. Alright. That's actually pretty exceptional. So you're able to clean the wound and drain a lot of the pus out, and bandage him up pretty well. You think it'll heal up properly.
And I'll cast a spell as well to heal his wound.
Okay. So you're going to cast Cure Wounds on him then?
Yeah, cure wounds on him.
Alright. Do you want to describe how that spell works on the wound?
Well, now it's all cleaned up and I've kind of moved the skin so it's back together. I'll, in a quite a loud voice, I'll call upon Lathander to help me heal it and lay my hands on it, and hopefully the wound will start to close up.
Okay, so as you say your prayers and put a hand to his wound, there is a bright light emanating from your hand. As after the light diminishes, you can see the wound rapidly regenerating and healing up. Excellent. And with that, him and his friends both heartily thank you, and they're like, what can we do to repay you? And they're like, we did find some treasure.
No, it's not necessary. It's my duty to heal people and help people.
The young brown-headed lad that with some freckles on his cheeks, the one who went and asked you at the bar, he says, "Please take this as a donation," and he hands you a small ruby that's about the size of a $50.
Thank you, that's most generous, and I'll get my alms box out and I'll put it in the alms box.
Okay.
And then I'll have a bit of a hopeful look around the bar as if I'm waiting for other people to say, "Oh, and I have a bad leg."
Actually, as you look about the room, a lot of people are eyeing you and giving you nods of appreciation and respect. A few minutes later, after you finally hit up to the bar to probably eat the rest of your dinner or return the dish, you see a scrawny half-elf with some fine silk clothing, purple shirt with a dark midnight blue pants, real manicured hands. He comes in bearing a scroll, and as he enters into the room, he takes off his hat that has a big feather. It's like a fedora with a big red plumed feather sticking off the left-hand side. He pulls his hat off and he sticks it under his left arm, pulls open a scroll, and kind of looks it over, and he starts scanning the room, looking at everybody, and looking back down at his scroll. He does this for a couple minutes, and finally he clears his throat. "I am looking for an individual by the name of Ghost and Company. Do any of you here know of this individual?"
Ghost will slowly stand. I'm going to use sleight of hand to draw a dagger, tuck it up against my forearm.
Oh.
Oops, wrong roll.
Oh,
That was stealth. I was using sleight of hand.
gotcha. Yeah. All right. So you easily palm it. It's in your palm now.
Okay. I'll approach him openly.
All right. The gentleman says, "Are you Ghost by chance?"
This should be an interesting conversation.
Once I'm within a few feet of him, I'll sweep a low brow, forehead nearly touching the floor.
Oh, right. Yes. This note did say that you're kind of a quiet person. Maybe that you're mute or something. Anyhow, he says, "Hold on just a minute." And with that, he reaches into a big leather side pouch that he has that's kind of draped over his head. As he rummages through there and pulls out a package that he hands you, Ghost, along with a card. He says, "Here you go. This is a delivery for you."
I'll nod my head and take a look at the card.
Alright, you take a look at the card, and it says, "Dear Ghost, I would like to offer this gift for one of your caliber. I have heard of your dilemma with being a mute, and thought this would be of great use to you. This is a reward for you and for all that your companions have done for us, the people of Loudwater. It goes on top of this. I wish to extend an invitation to you and all your companions and any guests that you would wish to further send an invitation to please join me for a festive dinner a week from this evening. And he gives some directions to a manor in the town of Loudwater. And you recall seeing it. It's a great manor that's about 3 stories high, up in the northwest of town, in the Nobles district.
Okay. I'll slightly purse my lips and nod my head, and I'll look back over my shoulder and see if I can spot Kate. Or Anhelm, whoever I spot first.
Yeah. Cade would be at the bar when the guy arrived and made his announcement. He would have muttered under his breath, "Not this again."
Yeah,
and then he would have reached behind the bar, getting his staff, standing up on one of the stools as he listened and waited, expecting trouble of some sort.
The dagger I had palmed in my hand, I'll flip it up so the blade is running straight up, and I'll run it across the top of the package, holding up the finger of my other hand to gesture for this guy to wait a moment.
Alright, so you open up the package. And upon opening it, you find a mask in this fashion. Hopefully you can see it.
Nah, nothing's come up yet.
Yeah, I see it.
You know my internet. I got all gray.
Bummer.
It's like a mask that you might wear to a masquerade ball that would cover your eyes.
Okay.
And some blue feathers coming up from the top.
It's the only thing in the box?
Yes, it's the only thing in the package.
Alright. I'll flash a few gestures at this finely dressed individual. My gestures are asking if he knows Kent.
And he just kind of squints his eyes as he's looking down at your hands and your gestures. He goes, "I'm sorry, sir. I don't speak whatever language that is."
I'll shake my head as if saying, "Never mind," and just kind of wave him away. And I'll just turn and walk to the bar with the card, handing it to Kate.
Alright, as you turn and walk away, he kind of clears his throat as he puts his hand out, palm up, and he kind of looks off to the left of the room.
I'll raise an eyebrow, give him a half grin. I'll walk back over to where he is, and I'll reach into a pouch, and I'll toss a platinum at his feet, and just wave for him to go about his business.
And with that, he quickly tries fetching the coin that's rolling about his foot, as he's it seems to be he's a bit clumsy, almost falling over as he tries to scoop it up. And then he stands back up, straightening out his clothes, looks about, all red in the face, puts his cap on, and abruptly turns and leaves the inn.
I'll just continue shaking my head and continue my walk over there, holding the box under my right arm, my dagger still in hand. I'll pass Cade the card.
I'll take it and read it.
What's in the box? Ghost, what's in the box?
I'll tip the box so everyone can see the mask.
Oh, that'll look lovely on you.
Gus smiles and tries the mask on.
Okay. As you put the mask on, it feels really comfortable to you. And as you're putting the mask on, what thoughts are going through your mind?
Fits like a glove.
Alright. And as you think that, all of a sudden you hear in a human voice, fits like a glove.
Alright, I'm a little shocked. I fall back in surprise a couple steps and test it again, ordering a year one oven wine from Cade.
Alright, and as your thoughts wrap around those words to communicate to Cade, the human voice actually echoes exactly what you were thinking.
Cade grins, giving Ghost a slap on the shoulder, calling out behind him, "Henry, you heard the man?"
Yes, boss, yes. I'm on it, boss. As he goes about getting the drink, pours it, and he quickly comes over to Ghost and hands it to you, looking up at the mask, admiring its workmanship.
I say it appears the mute has found his voice. Let the games begin.
It would appear so. And with that, Henry kind of hop skips as he goes back to the bar.
I pull my cowl back over my head. Will it fit okay with the mask?
Yeah, there are some feathers that kind of stick up on the top, some dark blue feathers. But after a little bit of work, you can get the cowl to go over it.
So after that occurs, having read the card, he'll hand it over to Anhelm.
So it appears we've been invited to a party, Cade. Any dinner guests you'd like to bring?
I have a rule about turning down free dinners. You never ever do that.
A good meal is a good time for good conversation. Something I'd like to test with my newfound voice.
Is there any indication on the invitation or the package of who specifically this might be from?
Actually, now that you look at the card, at the very bottom, in a very fine, small print, it says it's signed the Silent One.
Am I familiar with that name, Keith?
You are. You had a mission from the Silent One quite some time ago.
Ah, that's what I thought. I'll say I've done a job for this man. He has paid well in the past. He can be trusted.
Do you think you might be looking to hire some people for another job?
I believe that's a great possibility. Something well worth checking into.
Cade would glance over to Anhelm. Well, are you ready to go to work?
Yeah, can we take a healer this time?
At that, has Valerie returned to the bar at this point?
I'm a healer.
Yes, I noticed that. Would you be interested in some work? We don't really know at this point, but from what we heard, it could turn out rather nicely for us.
Yes, I'll come with you and heal you.
Good, good. Cade then turns back to Anhelm, giving him a soft elbow, nodding to the other newcomer. Well, it's been a while since we've traveled with Nosebiter. It might be good to have a little bit of muscle with us.
What are you trying to say? It hurts. It hurts.
Well, given our last adventure, I couldn't afford to lose you, so...
Well, he does look a bit uncomfortable, doesn't he? Perhaps putting him in a party situation would be even better for him.
So maybe go see if he's interested.
Alright. Okay. And I'll wander over.
As you approach, I stand up in respect.
I'll take a seat. I'll say, how's the mutton?
As soon as you sit down, I sit down. It is a blessing from the spirits.
Okay. Came from the kitchen, but that'll do. So, we're going to head up to Loudwater. And want to know if you wanted to come along.
The spirits led me here for a reason. Still waiting for that reason to reveal itself. Maybe you are that reason.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Of course, it could just be coincidence.
Is your mission noble?
We're going for a party.
Spirits frown upon me doing something that's not noble or evil with malcontent.
We've been invited to a party. Come along, see what happens. It normally doesn't
Party.
go as it should.
Lots of people. You see him drop his head and just shake it. He's very uncomfortable. I lived on my own most of my life. I'm what people would call a hermit. I'm not very comfortable around lots of people and crowds. I don't think I would be a welcome sight in a crowd or a party like that either. If you look over at those elves, they are giving me the normal feelings and the normal looks that I usually get from people. I am, as you know, a barbarian, and I am not only a barbarian, but I'm a feline type barbarian. So people don't like to be around me.
Well, luckily, you'll be with me, Kate, Ghost, that healer, the Pavander chick, and, you know, we'll keep you straight.
Perhaps this is the path the spirits want me to walk. I accept your invitation. Thank you.
What's your name?
Pantherin.
I'm Angel. I'll point out Cade and Ghost.
I nod in their direction. And my eyes linger on Ghost.
Ghost will nod at the man who introduced himself as Pantherin. If he catches it, the ghost thing I'm looking at it, because I'm kind of preoccupied with someone else. I was kind of watching someone else though.
Well, come to the bar and I'll buy you a glass of water.
Yeah, you're able to catch his eyes as you're looking at that group over there. He's in between you and them, so.
Okay. I'll just toss him a short nod. I'm trying my best to respect Cade's establishment, but I'm getting a little angry at the price stairs over there. And their I'll say in a low voice that the elves try to hear what we say. If I can control the levels of my voice with this mask.
Alright. It comes out with a low but a deep voice that definitely they are able to hear that. And they kind of get red in the face as they try and act like they're not listening.
Alright. I'll just wrinkle my own nose back at them.
So hearing, if they were able to hear, then it's likely Cade heard as well?
Oh yes, definitely.
So, with slightly narrowed eyes, he'll slip down from the bar stool that he was standing on, the end of his staff lightly knocking on the floor as he walks towards the table. Has he seen these individuals before in his establishment?
Nope, they are newcomers. They've never seen them before.
I'll walk around the bar to back up Cade.
So Cade will walk up to their table. He'll kind of bust his arms in front of himself, having the staff leaning from left to right in the crook of his elbow as he looks up to the table. Is there anything I can get you guys?
No. This is a fine place. Definitely we will pass the word on to our clan. We're from the Bright Oak clan, many days to the east of here. And Cade, the name kind of rings a bell. It's an area of the world that you've heard some stories of, but you've never traveled through. It's a deeply plush forest that is about 3 weeks travel to the east of here.
What was the name again?
The Bright Oak clan.
Keith, I'm taking a look at their table. Are their plates full? Do they still have drinks?
Right now, you see a couple open bottles of elvish wine in some goblets, but it doesn't appear that they are eating at this point. They're dressed, from looking at their dress and looking at their demeanor, they're all, they have blonde hair, bright blue eyes. You can tell that they're definitely all related to each other. They've got some bright blue and green silks that they're wearing, and looking at their rings, they have some ornate jewelry that they're wearing. They're probably of a high-born, noble-born, most likely high elves.
Welcome then. This is your first trip out of Bright Oak?
Yes, it is. We thought we would travel these lands over here, as we have heard that the humans have been savagely cutting down the trees in this area, and we thought we'd come and see what we could do to try and persuade them to remain the woods and the forest intact.
Is this occurring in your forest
User
or
entered your
in
channel.
the Bright Oaks?
No, the Bright Oaks are still intact, but we have heard from some other elves that are pleading for us to try to travel to Loudwater and persuade the humans to stop their logging attempts.
I see. Well, I can't fault you for that. However, you know that lumber is often used in constructing buildings and whatnot, much like my own establishment.
Yes. We figured that the woods that are used here have the markings of the Loudwater woods, not too far from here.
I don't really know how successful your mission will be, but I wish you luck. I wonder if there's something that could be done to help replenish it once it's used up. Perhaps that would be a good approach.
Perhaps. Hopefully we can find a balance to help them restore the woods. I know that the humans of the area depend mainly upon the wood for their building needs, but hopefully we can find some type of a balance.
Very true.
Watching them
Oh,
closely while using insight, Keith, do they appear to be truthful in everything they say?
Yeah, you don't get any sense that they're trying to slight anyone. You think they're being upfront about it.
Okay.
Well, if I didn't introduce myself, I'm Cade Thornleaf. I'm the owner of this fine establishment.
It's nice to meet you, Cade. My name is Valerian. This is Farview. That over there, that's Martorian. And the lady over here in the corner, that's Patharian.
Oh, well met. Forgive my boldness, but are you all siblings, perhaps?
We are brothers and sisters, yes.
It's to have a family. That must be a wonderful thing.
That it is.
Well, as I said, I wish you luck. I don't know how much success you will have, but if I can be of assistance, send word. Also, as you are fairly new to being out of your homeland, it will be to your benefit to try to be conscious of the way they behave towards the new people that you run into. You might give them the wrong idea.
And whatever do you mean by that, Cade?
Well, just in mixed company, it's good to be polite and not give indications that you might be, I don't know, put off by the presence of others.
At that point, I looked over.
Sorry about that. Ghost reaches across the table and grabs their bottle and begins to top off their drinks, saying, "Allow me to be a proper host, for this is my friend's establishment. I must say you will find it truly comfortable and welcoming, as long as the proper demeanor is given, and everyone is treated with politeness."
Oh, well, thank you, host.
I top off their drinks and nod to Cade. Go back to my original place where I was seating.
All right. And Valerian, he looks at Cade and says, "By the way, do you have any rooms available this evening?"
I assume that my character would be privy to that information.
Yeah, it appears that only 2 rooms have been booked for the night so far, and you still have another 5 rooms up top.
Yes, we have several open. We could accommodate you to, if you each needed your own room, or whatever combination you prefer.
Do you have a master suite? If you do, we would like to book it for all of us. We'll stay in the same room.
Is that something that would be available?
Out of the rooms, there are all double occupancy rooms, except for the big common room upstairs. That houses about, the big common room will probably sleep about 12 people.
Well, we have a large common room, but depending on how it works out for the night, you may not be alone in there. Otherwise, our rooms can easily, comfortably accommodate at least 2 people. If you wanted to squeeze in one, or perhaps arrange for 2 adjoining.
The common room that's not really our thing. I guess we'll take 2 rooms next to each other if that's feasible.
Sure, let me go fetch Henry, and we'll get this worked out for you.
All right, and you know,
I should probably
while
be
we're
in
at
as well.
it, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I should probably be in as well, before you run out.
The elves, they look about the room and they go, well, you know, after taking your consideration of being hospitable and whatnot, we'll also put up that lady healer that did that marvelous thing for those humans over there, and these big fellows right here.
Excellent, that's very thoughtful.
Yeah, that's very kind of you, thank you.
Oh, you're quite welcome.
I grunt.
Remember, I'm Cade. If you need anything, let me know.
Oh, very well. So we just pay Henry, or should we just take care of it with you?
Well, I suppose if you're ready to take care of it now, I can help you out.
Alright, and Valerian reaches into a pocket that he has in his shirt and pulls out a small emerald, which he puts in your hand. He says, will this be sufficient?
I'll kind of inspect it, hold it up to the light. Unfortunately, I don't really have any particular skill for appraising. Of course, I have found and sold my share of loot, but I would check it out and offer to Anhelm to take a look at.
Yeah, I'll hold it up to the light. I'll say, yeah, looks good to me.
Yeah, you guesstimate that it's probably worth about 100 gold pieces.
Well, not knowing the specific cost of my room, I'm pretty sure that will cover it.
Excellent.
Will you require anything else? Any supplies or anything of that nature?
No, I think that'll be fine. And depending on how the night stay goes, we might decide to get more rooms if it turns to be a pleasant stay.
Very good. I will see you later, and I hope you enjoy your stay. I assume there'll be like keys or whatever to the room, and I would send Henry over to the table, and as well to the others to deliver the keys.
Yeah. Alright. Alright, and with that, the sun is rapidly approaching a sunset as the you see the sun starting to set, the sky starting to turn an orange and a red color, and there's some clouds that kind of give off of a violet hue from the sunset. As night is approaching, you see some of the farmers. They order some of their last drinks, and they head off for their homesteads. And the younger adventurers that are in some booths over by the windows, they go up to Henry and they get some room. Actually, they rent the common room up above.
As customers departed, Cade would try to greet them and wish them a good night, escorting them to the door, especially any repeat customers or those from the area that he's likely spoke with before and has, relationships with.
So the night is fast approaching. You see the young adventurers, they begin heading up to their common room to settle in for the night, as well as the elves going up to their rooms for the night. As the bar down below starts to empty out.
I'll run up the stairs and dump a pack in my room, and then when I come down, I'll say, I guess that. In fact, no, it's not tonight, is it? That we've got to go to this party. It's in a week, is it?
Yep, a week away for the party.
And it's what,
how
2
long
days
did it
travel?
take? Well, sorry. Like, the question was, how far away is Loudwater?
Yeah, Loudwater is a 2-day journey into town.
Are we leaving in the morning, or have you got other things here that you're going to deal with first?
Well, I think we'll get a good night's rest and we'll meet for breakfast and then discuss how we move forward after that. How does that sound?
Sounds great. I'll see you in the morning then, and I'll go up to my room.
Yes, I always think better over a meal.
Awesome. Alright, what's everyone else doing?
So as everyone's breaking up, I say I have to go outside for a little while. And I'll go out to the woods. Is there any woods nearby?
The nearest woods are actually about a day's north travel from here.
What about a grove?
You might find some random trees scattered about in the ruins outside of the inn. It's pretty desolate. There's a lot of really skimpy bushes in this neck of the woods. A lot of sand. It's kind of a deserty area out here around the area.
Okay, I'll go out and set up some kind of a shrine and give homage and respect to nature.
Okay.
And I let them know where I'm going before I go.
Okay.
Keith, did you get my message?
Yeah, you can send a message directly over to him.
Oh, I can?
Yeah. Yeah. Instead of typing GM, just type out his full first and last name in the message. Alright.
The player name?
Alright. No, character name.
And that's Cade Thornleaf?
Yep. Alright, so the night comes as you all bid down for the night. I would like for every one of you to please roll a d6 into the chat window for me, please. Alright, awesome. Alright, everyone has a really restful, peaceful rest, except for Anhelm and Cade. It seems like you guys slept on a bed of rocks, is what it feels like when you wake up in the morning.
Well, that's going to make for a grumpy halfling.
I knew I should have had that last mug of flying dribble drop.
Alright, so I assume in the morning you guys eventually make your way down to get some breakfast. You find that the young adventurers are already down there wolfing some food down and are actually getting ready to, they're standing up getting ready to head out for the day. Apparently the elves are still sleeping in their rooms upstairs. You smell the waft of bacon and some eggs wafting in from the kitchen. And Henry, as you guys all come down, he greets you with a big smile, and he rubs his hand together and says, "Ah, will y'all be having breakfast this morning?"
Henry,
Yes,
I
please.
overindulged again. Do me one of those special breakfasts.
All right, okay. Well, have your go ahead and have yourselves a seat down here, and I'll let the cook Mary back there know to go ahead and start frying up some more bacon and eggs, and we'll start bringing the plates out for you.
When Henry first asked the question, Cade looks at him as if he's crazy for even asking. He says, "Of course, I'll take the usual."
Right, boss, right. Sorry, boss.
All right, Cade should have received a mysterious note.
Would I received this the previous evening, or would it have been waiting for me in the morning?
That would have been the previous evening.
Okay.
Alright, and with that, you guys sit down to have breakfast. And real quick, you guys want to take a quick 5-minute break or something?
Yeah, sounds good.
Great.
Well, back.
Thank you.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'll read the note then nod.
Oh, that just blew my cover, huh? How did that happen?
I don't know. I don't know if you dragged it and dropped it back in chat or what?
Yeah, I did, but I didn't think it was going to send automatically. I even tried to delete it.
Gotcha. Too late now.
Well, I was going to share it. I was going to share it with Anhelm anyway, since I know Anhelm pretty well.
Gotcha.
I was just trying to figure out. I was just going to try to figure out how to send it in a whisper. And yeah, I guess I did it all wrong there.
So it's just Kate that's allowed.
Maybe. Alright. I think everyone's back now. Alright, so you all find yourselves downstairs. Henry put together, he went ahead and scooted a couple of the tables together so all of you could sit down and enjoy breakfast together. And him and Mary, a young human girl, probably only about 17 years old. She's got black, jet black hair with brown eyes, pretty skinny, wearing a kind of a flowery dress. She's the cook, but between Henry and her, they're continually bringing out plates. And of course, as they're bringing out plates, they shove about 3 plates in front of Cade, expectingly knowing that he's going to polish up quite a bit of food.
I'll grab the first platings out and start wolfing it down.
Kate, I think you got to spend some money getting me down with those beds. It's no good. Couldn't get a decent night's sleep last night.
I guess Cade must still be AFK then. Either that or he's busy stuffing his mouth full of food. All that bacon. So, while we're waiting for him, let's discuss what you dreamed about last night. We'll start with Ghost, go to Anhelm, Valerie, and then Pantheran last. So, Ghost, what kind of dreams did you have last night?
What kind of dreams did Ghost have?
Yep.
I guess Ghost often dreams of his goals, of starting his guild, hidden away somewhere in the city of Loudwater. Not really dreaming of glory, for he's rather secretive, but dreaming of fortune and the infamy of his guild. Cool.
Alright, Anhelm.
Anhelm's dreams were of the cold open tundra, happy dreams until a whiteout descends and then searing pain out of the whiteout.
Well, that almost sounds like a nightmare. Probably must have been those rocks.
Almost.
Alright, what about you, Valerie?
Valerie dreamed, as she often does, that was on a battlefield, basically with a lot of wounded, just trying to deal with them all. Sort of fairly business-like, really. It's something that she dreams a lot, and it's not a nightmare. It's just kind of day-to-day doing your job sort of thing.
Gotcha. And Pantherin, what did you dream of last night?
I dreamed I was on a spirit walk in the forest. It's a lot of times during my dreams is when the spirits speak to me and give me the directions that I'm supposed to go. I use that as a guide in my daily walk. A lot of introspection, but basically on a spirit walk and seeking out the spirits to find out what my next path is, and to find out why I'm with these people, surrounded by people and going to parties when that's definitely not me.
Gotcha. Alright, and then we'll go over to Cade since he's back now. Cade, what did you dream of last night?
Well, let's see. I dreamed that I was in a cave and that it was storming outside and I needed shelter. And even though the ground beneath me was rocky and sharp, I had to make do, which seemed to fit how I woke up.
Excellent. So anyhow, you guys are all downstairs. Henry put 2 tables together so all of you all could sit down and eat breakfast together. Mary and Henry has been bringing out loads of plates with bacon and eggs, and of course they pile about 3 good-sized dishes in front of you, Cade.
I rub my hands together eagerly as I pick up my fork and knife and begin to dig in.
Yeah, kid, I think it's about time you spent some money on some new beds. I didn't sleep well at all last night.
Alright, so you guys are busy eating away. Stuffing your mouths and whatnot. Anhelm keeps complaining about, or suggesting that Cade spend some money on some better beds. Eventually, those young adventurers, they've long gone by now, and about the time when you guys are, I should say most of you guys are finished eating. I'm sure Cade is probably still eating bacon and whatnot. The elves actually come down, yawning, stretching out, coming down the stairs, smiles on their faces. And they say in loud, boisterous voices, good morning, Cade. I must say, that was the most enjoyable stay we've had in any of these inns that you call them. And we've decided we are going to rent rooms for the entire week, if you don't mind.
No, of course. You're very welcome to stay.
And they look over at you guys. So, how'd you guys sleep?
Fine.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful.
Cade briefly narrows his eyes suspiciously as he glances to Anhelm. But then he gives a smile and nods. Yes, it was great as always.
Most excellent. Yeah, we think we're going to stay here for about a week before we head into Loudwater. Observe your guys' customs some more.
Are these the elves, Keith?
Yes, they are.
A rather suspicious group.
They do seem to be quite odd.
I'm gonna ask Cade where their rooms are.
And it so happens their rooms are right upstairs immediately on the right as you go up.
Okay.
And anyhow, Henry comes up and kind of rubs his hands on an apron as he looks over at Cade. He goes, so boss, you're going to be leaving us for a little while?
Cade, hurry up and finishes chewing a mouthful of food, nodding. Yeah, we still have to talk about when we're leaving, but we have to make my companions and I need to make a trip into Loudwater.
Okay, well, is there anything you want us to do while you're gone, or anything you want me to tell those carpenters out there working on the stables?
Well, just have them keep to work. Make sure you keep an eye on Bruce.
Yeah.
He needs to be watched, or he's gonna not only let the bar get broken up, but he just out of house and home.
Yeah, he's eating up all the chickens already.
Kind of funny coming from Cade, who's got like 2 plates of food piled up in front of him.
Alright, boss. Well, we'll take care of the place while you're gone. Party, huh? I can only imagine what it would be like to be at a grand party like that.
Cade glances over to Ghost. Hopefully we all won't have to wear masks.
It didn't say it was required on the card.
Good. No, it is useful for you. I think I might appear a bit odd walking around with that on my face.
Very possibly, Cade. At least the ghost has found his voice. It has its uses.
So, are we expecting to leave today?
So what do we want to do? Do we want to hang out here for a while, or just go ahead and head in early and maybe scout things out, spend some time in the city? Take care of anything that you might need as far as supplies or repairs, or I'm sure they have some kind of entertainment.
Well, if we stay here, it's cheap. And the elves staying a couple of extra time seems a bit strange.
Do you want to stay an extra day and see what happens, or...?
That's a good point. We got the time. I do have some questions of my own.
Considering they tried to stop the logging and the only people who can stop the logging are the people in Loudwater, spending a week outside of Loudwater is very strange.
Out of character, where are the elves? Are they in the dining hall too?
Yeah, they're over there. Mary, your cook, is over there, taking their order on what they're eating. Sounds like they're wanting some veggie type of omelet or something. She keeps shaking her head. No, we don't have that. No, we don't have that.
Okay, at one point I know that we had, well, not discussed, but I had mentioned it, wanting some kind of like private meeting room area set up for, you know, my group of adventurers. Did that ever happen yet, or is there did my master suite get done, or is there some place that we can go for privacy in here?
Actually, we haven't set up an actual meeting room, but if you go down into the cellar, you've got plenty of rooms downstairs that are cleared out and ready.
Okay, so Cade will wait for everybody to finish eating, which is probably him that is last, and kind of nod and beckon for everybody to follow him as he heads there.
Follow him downstairs.
Alright. So it looks like everyone's following, although it seems that Ghost disappeared.
That's just like Ghost.
Alright, so you guys head down into the cellar where there's some racks of wine and whatnot, and you see a door that opens up. It's a pretty sturdy door, arm-bound door, and you go down a hallway and it enters into a big room with some more doors off to the east and west, and there's a big table there with a bunch of chairs, a couple bookshelves, a chest in there, and of course there's a couple lamps on the table.
So Cade will open the door and hold it open for everybody to go through.
Set myself by a bookcase.
I'll light up some of the lamps if they're not lit.
Alright, so
Thank you,
light
Anhel.
up.
Once the lamps are lit and everybody's in, Cade will enter and close the door. And if there's a way to secure it from that side, he'll lock it, slip the key in his pocket, otherwise he'll just pull it closed.
Okay.
He'll motion to the table for everybody to sit down if they want, as he kind of paces over it, and it was a ruby that they gave him, correct?
No. The elves gave you an emerald. Valerie
An emerald.
received a ruby from the young adventurers, though.
Okay, yeah, I see here an emerald. So he'll slip that out of his pocket and drop it on the table. And he seems quite serious as he glances to Anhelm. So you didn't sleep very well last night, huh?
Worst sleep I've had since I've been here. Well, apart from the first night when we were here, which was a terrible night's sleep. But yeah, it was a bad night's sleep.
Yeah, me too. And then those darn elves come down talking about how great they slept.
Yeah, I can't get over the fact that they want to stay a week, considering their mission was to stop the login.
Kate will glance to Valerie. Do you know of any spells or magics that they could have done on this emerald or to Anhelm and myself to interfere with our sleep somehow?
So would that be an Arcana roll?
Yeah, you can make an Arcana check if you'd like.
Keith, do I know of Kate's suspicions?
I don't think he's communicated them to you yet.
I know he spoke briefly before I went upstairs. Did I? Oh no, I guess I wouldn't have picked anything up when he spoke to the elves. Okay.
Alright, Valerie. You do know that it's, definitely within the realm of Arcana magics that gemstones can be imbued with magics. So it's certainly possible that they could have put something on that emerald to disturb sleep or whatnot.
Can I use my detectable spell to see if there had been a thing on it?
Oh yeah, you can do that. So you have detect what, magic?
It's detect evil and good.
Okay. You try and use that upon the gem, but you don't get any sense that there's anything evil or good coming from the stone.
I don't get a feeling of evil from it, so it's not like it's a cursed thing. I think it's more a mage's kind of area, maybe.
Where's a mage when you need one? So what does everybody else think about these elves?
I think they're rude.
Well, that's elves.
All I know about them is they pay for my room.
Yes, that's true. And that was generous, but they spoke of having urgent business in Loudwater, something important to their clan, their people asking for help, and then suddenly now they want to stay here.
Yeah, it doesn't sit right with me at all. I know elves got a long time and all, but I think we should stay another day at least.
I think so as well. We need to keep an eye and an ear out on these guys. What does everybody else think?
I'm just thankful for the hospitality that you've shown me already. So if you want me to stay, I will stay.
I don't really have any opinion on the elves. I guess I've not seen enough of them to make any kind of judgment, really. But certainly, there's no need for us to go anytime immediately. So, yeah, I'll spend some time here.
Very good. Of course, while you're here, I'll cover your rooms and your meals, and we'll just do what you can to keep an eye on them. And if you find out anything, well, let us know.
What do you think is wrong?
I don't know. I thought maybe it's just because they had not been out of their homeland before, but their attitude and then the sudden turnaround, and darn it, I think they messed with my sleep. He seems more perturbed about his messed up sleep than anything else.
They did mention the wood being used to build the stables, didn't they? And they heard that we have to go to Loudwater, and they thought we maybe go in the morning. Maybe they thought if they hang on a couple of days, they could mess with things a bit.
Very good point. I think I'll, if anybody has anything else, otherwise I think I'm going to go take a look at the stables.
I gotta grab a bottle of wine from the cellar.
I'm going to ask Henry at the bar if he'll let people know that there's a healer available, and to either come to the inn for treatment or to send for me if anyone needs healing.
Oh, very well, Valerie. I will let everyone know that about your offer for services.
So Kate will let Henry know, provide rooms and meals and whatever the group needs, and then when he can, he's going to make his way outside to check out the stables and talk to the workers.
Alright, so you head out there, and they're busy working at it. It looks like they have all the walls and the stalls intact. They're getting ready to start putting the roof on. Looks like probably another week and your stables will be fully operational.
Do we still have the elephant around?
Oh yeah, I forgot about
We weren't
that.
supposed to mention the elephant in the room.
So yeah, looking out at over by the stables, you do see a big elephant out there that's currently tied up, and occasionally he'll grab up some hay and munch on it.
Kate will stand outside, his hand absently rubbing at his full belly as he watches for a minute, then he'll try to